We do know that Porter Ridge High School graduation that is taking place right now was postponed from last night because of weather. As we take a look this morning right now, and we can see why they have postponed it to this morning. Things are looking bright. It is nice. And we do have meteorologist Chris Mulcahy now in the house. Ooh. It is the live back-to-back studio. Yes. Is that our Wednesday quasi-stationary front?
That's what they call me right there. No. My nickname today is Chris Pick of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, but seriously, today is the pick of the week, and my real nickname is Quasi-Stationary Front. 88 degrees. If you were watching yesterday, you know exactly what we're talking about. If not, you think we're crazy.
Or you just think we're crazy anyway.
That's true, and actually I think that verifies to a certain point for all three of us. 88 degrees. And now, you might be looking at this. You just saw that beautiful shot. It's absolutely gorgeous right now. Plenty of sunshine, but there's a few reasons why I chose this. Now, I'm literally splitting hairs or splitting degrees. Our muggy meter brings it down to 63. That's just sticky. So it's sticky today compared to muggy, oppressive, it's uncomfortable air. And then it starts to jump right up by tomorrow. So that was an easy choice. But also, all right, let's play a quick game. Which one of these days don't go together?
Which one of these?
Which one of these days doesn't belong with the other? What do you think?
Today.
Boom, there it is. Cool. That's why it's my pick of the week, because it is our best chance of staying dry. If you guys got it wrong, then I was going to have to say, stop the stream. Stop. We need to start over.
Nope, we're live.
No, but it's an obvious point that I have a 0 here. Now, there is the lightest chance that we will have some rain in the area, and that's primarily further off towards the east. But I really just want to make a point that today is also the best chance that you likely are going to ignore a lot of that jazz. Here's what it looks like on our futurecast. Oftentimes, whenever there's any thunderstorm chance, I'm going to show you this graphic. This is the thunder zone. So the thunderstorm zone in the blue represents that chance for a storm to bubble up. So yeah, that does include the Charlotte area. It's this time of year. It's very volatile. We have this little front that's still dancing around, the quasi-stationary front, and that is down towards the south. But what that's doing is, since it's just around Shira and areas southeast, that's where you're seeing most of the activity. And actually, hey, I want to rewind this. Check this out. See, notice how there's one storm near Shira, and then you have storms to the southeast of that. Let's see if I can bring up a tool. Hold on. This gets me pretty jazzed.
Who are you calling a tool?
Myself.
No.
So, all right, check this out. So I want you to focus in on this cell and this cell. Watch what happens when I press play again. How one goes towards one direction, one goes towards the other. So this is a prime example of what's happening along the stationary front, that you have things that are riding towards it. You also have two conflicting what's called outflow boundaries. So you have that cool air that comes from the rain of these storms. It accelerates outward. So you have those two happening. So most of the activity is really southeast of our area. But if you live around Albemarle to Wadesboro, you will have a chance for rain mainly later on this evening. But as you saw, not much actually happening in the Charlotte area, so really good news for us. After today, though, things start to change. We start to up that moisture content. We return all of that to the forecast, and that's going to make it feel a lot more humid and uncomfortable going forward. So one more time, here's a look at that front. It's dancing towards the south. It tries to work its way back towards the Charlotte area, and then eventually it's going to burn itself out. And the main reason why we're going to have so many rain chances going forward is just because of plain old summertime heat. It's this time of year that you don't necessarily need a front. Now, a front makes things a lot more prevalent, but what's going to happen is really after 2 o'clock each and every day, and I'm going to become a broken record going forward when you hear me talk about this stuff, because each day is pretty much the same. I have a high of 86 to 88 all week long. I have a 40% chance for rain pretty much all week long, except for today. That's why it's the pick of the week. But watch what happens at 2. You have an isolated storm. You have a few more that start to bubble up hitting the evening. I actually think our evening and overnights are a lot more storm-filled than the daytime. Oftentimes it's trying to break the cap. This is Thursday evening around 7 o'clock. That's rock and rolling. If you're grocery shopping, that's wet bags for a lot of us. And then we're also going to have a chance for some leftovers. So those dying out storm systems that are well west or southwest of us, so they can sometimes work into the area. And I think we see that heading into Friday morning. Well, as I said that I'm going to be rinse and repeat, isolated storms Friday afternoon. Then we have a chance for scattered activity heading into your Friday evening. This time I think late Friday evening's a better chance for maybe a wet handbag if you're going out. But then look at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. We have more of that rain that's left over from a system. And we're going to do this again for Saturday night and then again on Sunday night. So each day pretty much looking the same. So let's move on to our Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. You can see, don't forget, dads, fathers, it's Father's Day on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I got my tea time for 8:30. Pretty excited. Thank you,
good
Kim, for that.
you.
Yeah,
All right,
very
Kim,
excited.
good job.
Yep. Going to Skybrook. Ever been? Yeah,
No.
it's over in Huntersville.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
I'm really excited about it. It's a harder course, so I'm going to spend most of my time looking for my ball, but that's okay.
Happy Father's Day.
I'm okay with seeing the 40%, and that's one of the worst things we have for our weather apps, because you're going to say, oh, man, it's going to rain. No, if you have a tea time or doing anything in the morning, you're good. Even at after 2 o'clock, you might be just fine. It's actually unlucky if you're getting one around 2 o'clock, but then those storms start to build steadily through the afternoon. So soon, I'm just going to say, hey, it's a typical summer day,
Right.
but I'm really trying to hammer home here is that we forget what this pattern's like. We forget how this happens pretty much each and every day. So in sum, I could have saved so much of your time. I could have said, hey, summertime pattern, y'all, sets up back again
You know
tomorrow.
what's up.
But I do want to show one more thing.
Okay.
Then I swear I'll let you guys impact
your time.
elsewhere. Okay, so I showed you 86 to 88 the next 7. Look what happens on day 8, 9, and 10 of the extended forecast.
Whoa.
90, 91, 93. Now, that would technically be a heat wave. So our first heat wave of 2025, technical definition of heat waves really changes from state to state. But the most common one is where you have 3 days or more of 90-plus degree temperatures, or 3 days or more of when you have abnormally hot temperatures, depending. So since we average 86, these are in the 90s, this technically would be our first heat wave of the year. Nothing dangerously hot, but just noticeably different.
All right, so there you have it. I know you wanted to hit, not that you wanted to hit 90 last month, but you were saying that we might hit 90, on a number of days, and we never hit that. Here it is. We're making up for lost time.
We did, on Saturday, we did hit 91, so that
That's
did
right.
verify.
Yeah.
Finally.
But yeah, we're in
Don't
June
worry about
now.
the other 3 times that hit 87 when we're supposed to hit 90. Yeah, but we actually mentioned that. I forget what day. I think it was on Friday, saying that, all right, we've been duped before, but June will come through, and boy, will it. Because you're seeing a range of 86 to 88, and check out our lows. This is almost a joke. 71 to 72.
Oh.
So talk about my job getting easy. I'm just going to put in 71, 72 for the next month, and I'll be okay, or at least I'll be close.
If only that was just all day.
I know. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? And speaking of, because of that front, it didn't really drag in that much nicer air for Charlotte. In the mountains, we're talking
very
about the
nice.
mid to the upper 70s. It's
Love.
kind of a crisp air instead of the mugginess. So if you really don't like this and you really want that, all you have to do is just drive northwest 2 hours.
And take a hike?
And take a hike. and we're saying it in a nice way.
They're saying it nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
take a hike.
I did that a couple of times last year. Just
To escape the heat?
went to Boone.
Yeah.
Took the hike in the morning. It was so nice.
That's
but
a
then
good idea.
the afternoon storms came through. And
Sure.
It was like we were running.
But not today. No, because one thing, the mountains aren't even in my thunderstorm zone today. So today is perfect.
Today's nice.
Today, tonight, anything in the mountain. Yeah, at one point, Boone was at 49 degrees this morning. So that really just shows
wow.
how we took a big step back there. Charlotte,
Yeah.
it is crispy.
That's
I
crispy
know.
air.
It's a Florida winter.
That is a Florida winter.
Full moon was beautiful.
You saw it?
I mean, like 11 o'clock last night.
Okay, nice.
I
nice.
mean, that was close to being.
That's 99. Yeah,
Right?
we round up at that point. Yeah,
I
it's
did-
like 99 point something.
Yeah, I would need my glasses and my superwoman eyes, which I don't have. So You know.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
You live, you
still saw,
learn.
it was big
But
enough
it
that
was
you
very
could see
nice. It was beautiful.
it. It wasn't a micro moon, at least.
Exactly. All right, Chris Mulcahy, thank you very much for joining us here. We'll
Always
see
a
you
pleasure.
around 10 maybe.
Yep, I'll be back at
Another
10.
check because-
10 on the dot.
Because weather is what we do with the
Weather
Weather
is what we
Impact
do.
team. Don't forget Brad Panovich starting his weather show at 6:30 here on WCNC Plus, and bringing great information in the moment as it comes in. And because things are happening in the later afternoon and in the evening, it's really important that we have that anyway. So
Yeah, and I also want to bring up another good point here is think about the time that they're doing this at 6:30. How many times do we have active storms at that point?
Yeah.
I've been
Exactly.
with Brad a number of times tracking storms and everything, and I think one of the biggest advantages that you have is Brad has taught me a lot, so I'm able to do Brad in my own way. But oftentimes, if you're watching us on WCNC Plus, you're going to be warned of a storm before the National Weather Service is going to warn that storm. Multiple times I've been with Brad, we said, oh, look, this is rotating. And we've called it before anything was actually a tornado warning. We actually did that for the Monroe one that we had that was about an EF1.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a really big advantage. Now, there'll be some days he's just going to be raising your weather IQ. Other days, you're going to be tracking some storms, learning a lot, and just wait until the peak of hurricane season. It's going to be very active during that half hour.
It's going to be good. It is good. And so this week we are debuting our chief meteorologist, Brad Panovich, here at 6:30 on WCNC Plus for live weather impact news. News you can use. 6:30 to 7
Just
every
keep
night.
us on.
Yeah.
And
us
really,
on.
that's the point. You need to just keep us on because when things happen, we're bringing it in, we're filtering it in. Might be
Getting
raw.
to you first.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are downloading the WCNC Plus app,
Yeah.
Thank
keeping
you.
it on. Thank you so much, Carly.
Yeah, because
for the
if you're
reminder.
watching us, you've already done it. But for those who haven't, tell a friend.
Tell a
Tell a
friend.
family member.
Phone a friend.
Yeah, phone a friend. Yeah,
Let 'em
that's still a
Cousins,
lifeline.
aunties,
Yeah.
Everyone.
Flyers, put them out there.
Friends, enemies, everyone.
Want to see him on the power poles.
But don't litter.
All right, very good. Once again, 6:30 p.m. Brad Panovich debuting his Weather Impact show from the Live Impact Studio. Chris Mulcahy, thanks again. See you in about 47 minutes.
I can't wait.